So if something happens which causes you to feel vulnerable or insecure, and you continue to focus upon that, so you keep that feeling active and alive within you, it doesn't matter how loud your words become or how secure they begin to sound. How you feel is your point of attraction. So creating, if you're wanting to be deliberate about it, is affecting the way you feel. And many would say, well, I can use words to affect the way I feel. We agree, in time. You can speak something often enough that in time you can come to believe it. What you believe is such an important basis of your point of attraction, because a belief is just a thought you keep thinking, and a thought you keep thinking is a practiced thought. A practiced thought becomes a stronger and stronger and stronger vibration, and law of attraction is responding to the vibration of your being. Now, we began here by acknowledging that you are source energies in physical bodies, and we want you to understand that that part of you, that non-physical part of you, is a point of attraction also. In other words, law of attraction responds to everything indiscriminately. And what law of attraction says is that which is likened to itself is drawn. So who you are from your source energy perspective is an expanding, eternal being who is pure positive energy. A being who has, through life experience, come to focus upon the best of all conclusions. Do you sort of get what that means? That means when you look into any environment, you look for that which you are wanting to see. Because from that broader non-physical part of you, you understand that whatever it is you are giving your attention to activates a vibration which becomes your point of attraction. And as the source energy being that you are, you have come to the place of really particular focus. That's why that which is the source within you, from your physical perspective, you would call goodness beyond verbal description. You would call it the good force or the God force of the universe. And we want you to understand that there is no bad force. There is not a source of evil. There is not a source of darkness. But if you find yourself focused upon something that is not a vibrational match to this expanded version of becoming that we all have become, then you may develop habits of offering vibrations that are so off from this source of pure positive energy that you may be experiencing a diminishment of that. And we would like to say to you that any diminishment of that which is pure positive energy is what you call sickness. It's what you call confusion. It's what you call darkness or badness. It's a diminishment of that which you have come to be. All negative emotion is an indicator of exactly that. No matter what the degree of negative emotion you might be feeling, it always means the same thing. It means in this thought that is accompanying the negative emotion, there is a vibrational countenance that is so different from who you really are. And as law of attraction is responding to both aspects of your being, the source energy aspect and the point of view that is focused here in this body, sitting in this chair, having this thought at this time. And as law of attraction is responding to both vibrational aspects of that which you are, you can feel the harmony or alignment or the disharmony or misalignment. You can feel the allowing of who you are or the resisting of who you are. You can feel whether you are letting yourself be who you really are. You didn't come here in this physical format to be tested to see if you are worthy of that alignment. You come from that alignment, and most important, you add to the becoming of that which is really you. You out here on the leading edge, exploring these extraordinary contrasting experiences, are giving birth to rockets of desire that are responsible for the expansion of the universe. And you knew that you would do that when you came. And not one of you felt uncomfortable about the idea of coming forth into this physical experience, because you knew that the contrast would serve its purpose just as it was supposed to. You knew that it would inspire you to the new idea. And further, you knew that when the new idea erupted within you, that the source within you would take hold of that new idea, give it its undivided attention, and that law of attraction would then immediately begin to respond to that new idea, which would be responsible for the expansion of the universe. Do you get how that works? Do you understand that everything that you see around you was once a thought, an idea? And as it was thought upon more, it began to take form and shape until what you call this real life manifested reality surrounds you. But everything starts with an idea first. And so we want you to understand that here in this physical format, you are now the leading edge birther of the expanded ideas to which source is giving undivided attention, which is causing the expansion of the universe. That's why we can say to you, to us, to all of us, that we are eternal beings. We will never cease to be. So all of that is just fine, and whether you know about it or not, it's still just fine. And whether you consciously acknowledge it or not, it's still just fine. The expansion of the universe is a done deal. In other words, it is something that will eternally happen. And you will contribute to it mightily, whether you consciously acknowledge that you are or not. Because you cannot help but be the genius, leading edge, creative being that you are, and you cannot help but synthesize the environment that surrounds you. And most important, you cannot help but come to constant new conclusions about what would be better for you. And you can't conclude on anybody else's behalf, nor do you need to, because every point of consciousness in the universe has the same deal going. Even if you are a one-celled organism, even if you are a cell in one of your human bodies or the body of your cat, it does not matter. Every point of consciousness is having experience, and every point of consciousness is expanding, and source is riding the rocket of every one of those conclusions or preferences or desires. We love telling you this. We love letting you know that you are supposed to feel good, and when you don't, something's gone wrong. And the thing that's gone wrong is you're turning your attention to something other than who you have become. And you can't do that. You can't get away with that. Of course, that gap will close when you croak. But we would like to call this the art of allowing in a pre-croaking environment. In other words, we would like you to come to the place where you are using your guidance in the way you intended, where you are utilizing your ability to understand what you're doing vibrationally. You are vibrational beings. And when you would recognize that and you begin to synthesize consciously the vibration of your being through your solar plexus, through your emotions, and it becomes more and more consciously important to you that you feel good, you will begin to become a more combined, more aligned, more allowing, more tuned in, tapped in, tuned in body. You will be the being that you were born to be. And that's what this gathering is all about. As we began to say earlier, it doesn't really matter in the scope of the big picture whether you consciously understand who you are and how you fit into this or not, because you got here by virtue of your intention. You can't help but explore contrast because it surrounds you and it's the nature of your beingness. And so you can't help but constantly give birth to expansion, which the larger part of you takes hold of and experiences. So the universe expands. The future generations being born will be born from that expanded vantage point. So nothing could go wrong in this picture, except you might hold yourself apart from who you've become. And when you do that, you don't feel good, and you're supposed to feel good. And that's what's screwy about the human experience. You're supposed to feel good, and mostly you don't. You're supposed to love yourself, and mostly you don't. You're supposed to feel confident, and mostly you don't. And the reason you mostly don't is because you've gotten a little out of whack in this comparison thing that goes on. In other words, you're a little heavy on the know what I don't want. So if what you're observing is missing some things you want, and you are pointedly looking at the missing things, I don't have enough, I don't have enough, I don't have enough, then you set up within yourself a vibration that will not let you move toward what you have already created. In other words, when you know what you don't want, you know what you do want, and the larger part of you went over to what you do want and is giving that undivided attention. Now, what happens with this larger part of you giving attention to every subtle nuance that you identify? In other words, you keep all day, every day, you continue to amend your desire, amend your desire, amend your desire. Sort of like living with Esther in the bus. Every day she finds a better way of living in the bus, which means every day she moves more things around. And every day Jerry can't find something else. And she'll say, oh, look at this new improved place that I have put that, you see. As you live, you constantly are coming to new conclusions about what would be a better process, what would feel better, what would make the world better, what would make you feel better, what would make a relationship better, what would make your kitchen drawer better. In other words, you can't stop identifying what would be better. It's the nature of that which we all are in our expanded beingness. Now, in terms of law of attraction is responding to who you are becoming. So every time you know what you don't want, you know what you do want, and law of attraction responds to that request. And the sensation that creates for you is a feeling of being called toward source. It's like a raging river that is moving downstream toward everything that you want, and everything that you want is downstream. Jerry and Esther went whitewater rafting, and when they put their boat in the water, it didn't occur to them or any of the other people that were with them. There were several rafts that went in at the same time. It did not occur to any of them to paddle upstream. It was so obvious that that river was going to have its way with them. The river guide said, friends, this is not Disneyland, and we cannot turn this river off. He really wanted to get their attention. This is a river, and it's moving that way, and you're going to move with it. And we want to say the same thing to you. There's a river, it's moving that way, and you're going to move with it. And what this seminar wants to address is, you're going, are you going willingly? If you go willingly, you feel fabulous. You feel elation, you feel passion, you feel clarity, you feel vim and vigor, you are frisky, you feel humorous, you feel joy, you feel clarity, you feel vitality, you feel flexibility. You're tuned in, tapped in, turned on if you go willingly. If you don't go willingly, you feel some measure of frustration. And by not going willingly, we simply mean, are you still focused upon whatever it was that caused you to know what you want because you know what you don't want? Are you still focused upon the I know what I don't want part of it? Are you focused upon global warming in the sense that there's a disaster coming, and if we don't do something then it's all going to go bad, and using that as your excuse to deprive yourself from alignment with source energy? Or are you focused upon global warming from the sense that you are an eternal being and you are living on an eternal earth, and that things are expanding and that it's better today than it's ever been and getting better all the time? What are you focused upon? Whatever it is you are focused upon, are you using it as your excuse to come into alignment with the way the source within you is seeing it? Or are you using it as an excuse to separate yourself from who you are? So the terminology that you'll hear from us all day long, because it's the most significant thing that you will ever identify and consciously begin to accomplish, are you letting you be who life has caused you to become? The answer is easy. If you feel good, yes. If you feel bad, no. If you feel really good, yes, yes, yes. If you feel really bad, no, no, no. In other words, the way you feel tells you everything about your vibrational countenance. And your vibrational countenance is worth knowing about because it is your point of attraction. And when you get crossways of who you really are, you don't feel good. You don't feel jealousy or disappointment or fear or insecurity or anger or any form of negative emotion, because you are living in a competitive world and someone out there is competing and getting your resources. You don't feel negative emotion because you are being deprived of something, because you can't be. You're feeling negative emotion because you're depriving yourself of that which you have become. It's not competition with others. When you see others excelling, all that does is help you synthesize the data and decide what you want for you. When you feel negative emotion, it's you not keeping up with you, and that's all it is. You say, no, I'm sure it's her fault, because I didn't feel this way till she did that. So how do you explain that, Abraham? I was feeling happy, she did that, now I'm not happy, it must be her fault. And we say, you're looking at something that's got something activated in you that's different than what the source within you is thinking and seeing. In other words, when you see the world through the eyes of source, you feel wonderful. When you don't feel so good.